Hello guys, welcome back to the channel Failure One. We are here today to discuss the outcome of the race in Jeddah, which was held yesterday. And first, what a race for Ferrari and Red Bull. Amazing to watch. It was amazing battle between Max and Charles Leclerc. A little bit unfortunate for Sergio Perez. So let's get down quickly to the results in the fantasy and which drivers we should think of removing and which driver we should think of getting for the next Grand Prix, which is the Australian Grand Prix. So clicking here, I'm going to see if you did everything like I did it, you're going to have 195 points from this race week, which is a solid result. A lot of you might ask why I didn't use my Mega Driver yet. A lot of people used the Mega Driver last race, the first race in Bahrain, or now on this race in Saudi Arabia. But since the beginning of the season and the beginning of the fantasy, my idea over the Mega Driver was to use it on Charles Leclerc. The first Mega Drivers, because there are two Mega Driver tokens. The first one is going to be used by me most probably on the Monaco Grand Prix for Charles Leclerc. I mean, he is Monegasque, he is born in Monaco, and he is having the fastest car of his life now. I mean, he is going to want that win in Monaco. I mean, it's going to be. If there is a place where I'm confident that the Mega Driver will work out, is going to be in Monaco. And the second token, the second Mega Driver token I'm going to use is again on the home ground of one of the drivers, and that is in Netherlands with Max Verstappen. I mean, I believe that Monaco for Charles Leclerc, Netherlands for Max Verstappen are the places where you can use your Mega Driver. I can give you other options as well. I can give you Monza. You can use Mega Driver on one of the Ferraris in Monza. They're going to push themselves as hard as possible. In Imola as well. Imola is again very good track for the Ferraris. So yeah, that is my answer of when I'm going to use my Mega Driver. Monaco, Netherlands, or Monza and Imola. Those are the options. Of course, as we are discussing everything each week. We are discussing everything after every Grand Prix because it's not each week. We are going to have better view of where to use the Mega Driver because you never know what can happen, right? So let's deconstruct this week's Grand Prix in Jeddah. We had a great battle for 1-2 between Charles Leclerc and Max Verstappen, which was won by Max Verstappen because his tactic was that his team actually made the tactic for his tires to last longer than Charles, because if you watch the race, you've noticed that Charles actually lost his back a few times on a few corners. His tires were like very, very old at the end of the race, and he couldn't find that much of a grip as Max did. So, okay. Quite unfortunate with Valtteri Bottas because he was doing just fine, but his Alpha got an engine issue. I think on the steering wheel, on the display on the steering wheel, it says engine oil fail, which is something quite serious because if you have fail with the oil in the engine, something seriously broke. So anyway, Valtteri Bottas had to DNF. We saw Danny Rick, his car actually as well lost power. We saw, just to remember, if I remember correctly, it was Valtteri Bottas, Danny Rick, Fernando Alonso got problem with his car. What does this mean? We have Ferrari engine in the Alfa Romeo. We have Renault engine in the Alpine of Alonso, and we have Mercedes engine in the McLaren, and all of those engines couldn't finish the race. very strange. I mean, in Formula One, 3 different engines, and they stopped actually at the same time in the same lap, which was some what I mean. So what we know now is that those teams should manage to fix their engines, because we saw in Bahrain Red Bull got both of the Red Bulls got DNF because of engine failure. Now we see 3 other engines, but that we will never know which engine is going to fail. So this is not that important. But from what we can say from Saudi Arabia Grand Prix is that I'm very happy with Ocon, except the fact that he could have been in further position, but okay. He finished 6th, that is okay. I mean, he could have been 5th, but okay, 6th is good enough. Like I said, Ocon is very good on this track. You saw him fight with Alonso, which was a little bit dramatic, but yeah, Ocon finished the race 6th, which is very good result. If I have to state a mistake made by me, I'm not sure it's exactly a mistake, but not that good of a choice, was to leave Charles Leclerc for those 2 races. I mean, I had the feeling that Carlos Sainz, after the Bahrain Grand Prix, where he said that he couldn't find the pace, he couldn't find the pace of Charles, he couldn't match it, and I was like, Carlos is going to fight for sure as hard as possible in Jeddah to get in front of Leclerc and to have some balance in the Ferrari. I mean, to have you have 2 very fast drivers, and I thought that Sainz is going to push harder this time, but he again couldn't catch Leclerc's pace. So we can state now that Charles is just doing better job. I mean, Sainz is, don't get me wrong, Sainz is very fast. He's insanely good, insanely reliable, because if you remember last year, Charles Leclerc actually was the pilot with most crashes in the season. It was not Nikita Mazepin, it was not Nicolas Latifi, it was Charles Leclerc with most crashes in this season. And Sainz was one of the drivers with lowest amount of crash. So Carlos Sainz is extremely reliable, but Charles Leclerc has a better pace. So in the next Grand Prix, I'm going to make a room for Charles Leclerc somewhere in between my driver. I don't know what I'm going to do. So most likely, I'm just reviewing my team now. Most likely, I'm going to remove the Carlos Sainz from the team, because I don't want to remove him. But if I want to get Charles Leclerc in, I cannot. I won't be able to fit the budget. I won't remove Max Verstappen. I mean, do not remove Max Verstappen. If you have Max Verstappen, do not remove him. You saw how fast and how reliable is now the Red Bull. The battle this season is going to be between Red Bull and Ferrari if eventually Mercedes don't come up with something, like if they don't fix their car by miracle and make it way more faster than what it is now. It's going to be between Red Bull and Ferrari. So keep Max Verstappen in your team. I mean, some people might say it's better to remove Max and to get Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz, both of the Ferraris, and probably a constructor of Ferrari. I don't personally like to have 2 teammates in my team with the same constructor, because if you have, let's say, okay, you got Leclerc and Sainz in Bahrain, in Jeddah, with the constructor of the Ferrari, you got huge points. I understand that a lot of people got way more points than I have now by having both Ferraris in with the constructor of Ferrari. But just think for a second if what happened to Red Bull in Bahrain happened to Ferrari. You have 2 drivers from Ferrari and a constructor of Ferrari, and both cars DNF, and you're going to be insanely behind. I mean, you're going to be because they are very expensive drivers in the fantasy. The constructor is very expensive. You have to rely on 3 other drivers that are like usually cheap options, like it's Magnussen, like it's Ocon, Tsunoda, Bottas. They won't get you that much of points because I'm pretty sure you'll be using your turbo driver on some of the Ferraris. Just imagine if both Ferraris DNF'd in Bahrain. I mean, that's why I personally don't like to input the same 2 drivers from one team and this team as a constructor. I mean, you rely too much on this team in that particular race, and if they have some issue, you're getting too far behind down the leaderboard. Yes, it's risky. A lot of people got advantage of that and got huge amount of points. Fair play, but this is not how I prefer to do my team. Of course, this is my personal opinion. If you are using the teams that I'm using, don't be mad at me. This is my way of thinking. If you stick to doing what I do, I believe that you have more reliable teams throughout the Grand Prix that are coming. So, but for sure, I need to get Charles Leclerc in because he is very fast. I don't know how I'm going to do that still, but if you open the problem here with the Australian Grand Prix is that this race was not held in the last 4 years. You cannot get any feedback from the past which driver is feeling great, feeling good on this track. You won't be able to get any like valuable information. So this is going to be what do I prefer, what do you prefer. We're going to pick drivers that we like and that we believe they're going to score points. So Australia is great track, don't get me wrong. Australia is a very nice track with a few straights. The track has very long straights. The start finish straight is quite long. It's not as Bahrain long, but it's quite long. It has another very fast straight, and it's very balanced between straights and turns. I mean, it's going to be fun to watch Red Bull and Ferrari fight again on this track. But my inner feeling is that Ferrari is going to be a little bit better than Red Bull on this track. I don't know why. This is my personal feeling. So I'm not sure if the fantasy actually. I'm not sure if the fantasy made the prices of the drivers for after the Jeddah Grand Prix, if they edited it. So we are going to wait. You know, I make a video after the race and 2 videos before the race. One before the first practice and one one after the first practice and one after the third practice. And there we discuss potential moves of the drivers. So I'm not going to touch anything right now, but keep track of my videos because we are going to make changes and we have to input Leclerc in the team. So the next video I'm going to do is going to be after like I think that let me see, it's 9th of April, the Australian Grand Prix. So my next video that I'm going to do is going to be like 8th of April, 7th or 8th of April, somewhere like that. So keep track of the channel because the good is yet to come. So thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe the video, comment, discuss. You know that if you put a comment, we're going to discuss underneath the video. So thank you and bye.